What's up, Taiwan? I'm Louise with 10 minutes of news from here in Taiwan and around the world. We start today with Taiwan's top military research body confirming that part of a Taiwanese supersonic missile was sent to China for repairs. But it has ruled out any possibility of a data breach. The missile device, called a theodolite, was originally supposed to be fixed in Switzerland, but the Swiss manufacturers sent it to a maintenance center in China instead. Taiwan's Zhongshan Institute says it took out the theodolite's memory cards before handing it over. It says it also checked the device for any harmful software after the repairs and found none. Former NATO Secretary General Fogh Rasmussen says democratic countries should make clear to China the consequences of any move on Taiwan. His message for Europe is they should learn lessons from Russia's war in Ukraine. Rick Glauert reports.
This is Taiwan's Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They've welcomed their fair share of foreign dignitaries recently as Taipei looks to assert itself on the world stage and counter aggression from Beijing. But this visit from Fogh Rasmussen is the first time that Taiwan has welcomed an ex-NATO chief. On his three-day trip, Rasmussen, who is also a former Prime Minister of Denmark, met with President Tsai. He told her he supported Taiwan's self-determination. As NATO chief, Rasmussen saw firsthand the military threats posed to democratic countries. He said, "We are approaching a new world order, with autocracy led by China on the one hand and democracy led by the United States on the other."
In an existential struggle, fight between democracy and autocracy, you cannot stay neutral. You will have to choose side. And we, the Europeans, must, of course, side with the United States and other democracies against the autocracies.
And he made it clear that deterring China from attacking Taiwan was linked to repelling another authoritarian power, Russia.
The most important way to deter a Chinese move on Taiwan is to ensure a Ukrainian victory in the current conflict. If Russia can gain territory and establish a new status quo by force, it will set a precedent. Dictators everywhere will learn that ultimately military aggression works.
Taiwan is now on the front line of a divided world that increasingly pits aggressive autocratic regimes against free democracies. But this landmark visit from Rasmussen, a man with first-hand experience of standing up to expansionist Russia, sends a clear message that those that value freedom plan to stick together. Rick Yi and Rick Glauert in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Taiwan's EVA Air is facing another walkout, and this time during the busiest travel season of the year. Ground crew with the airline's parent company are unhappy with their year-end bonuses. And as John Van Trieste reports, some plan to take leave or quit around the Lunar New Year, when passenger numbers are set to peak.
Urgently recruiting. That's part of the text of this job ad making the rounds on social media. The job is a 10-day stint as a baggage handler at Taiwan's main airport. There's just 2 weeks until the Lunar New Year, when passengers will come flooding in. And when that happens, some ground crew are threatening to walk out. The union that covers 70% of the airport's ground services has called off a possible strike. But the non-unionized 30% are still unhappy. They work for Evergreen Air Services, affiliated with Taiwan's EVA Air. The workers say they should receive the same 3-month bonus their EVA colleagues are getting, not the 1-month bonus they've been offered. 200 of them protested this by taking days off at short notice over the New Year's long weekend. With numerous demands still unmet, the airline's union is worried that the Lunar New Year could see strike action, plus a wave of resignations.
请假你还能把他们劝回来，但离职的人基本上就你只能赶快再找新的人。那如果在过年期间离职潮跟请假潮一起发生，那其实会很麻烦。
Evergreen Air Services workers say it was their efforts that helped EVA earn a profit in recent years, as it pivoted from passengers to cargo during the COVID-19 pandemic. But while they work for the same parent company, they are not EVA employees, and Evergreen Air Services has been losing money. The pandemic has created a shortage of ground crew at Taiwan's airports. Experts say there are now over 100 positions that need to be filled. With no sign of a breakthrough over the bonus issue, this shortage could get worse, just as Taiwan's first post-pandemic travel influx begins. Eason Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
A retired Air Force captain and 3 active military officers have been detained in southern Taiwan on suspicion of spying for China. The retired captain, surnamed Liu, was detained in Kaohsiung along with a serving commander and 2 lieutenant commanders on January the 4th. 3 other active officers have been released on bail. Liu was supposedly recruited to serve as a spy while doing business in China after leaving the Air Force. Prosecutors say he used his connections to help recruit active Navy and Air Force officers to join in with espionage activities. Investigations into the case are ongoing. The World Health Organization says China is not providing accurate information about its ongoing COVID surge. The UN agency has warned that Beijing is underrepresenting the true number of COVID hospitalizations and deaths. The government's definition of a COVID-related death, they say, is too narrow. WHO leaders say that additional checks on arrivals from China are understandable due to the country's lack of reliable data.
We continue to ask China for more rapid, regular, reliable data on hospitalizations and deaths, as well as more comprehensive real-time viral sequencing. With circulation in China so high and comprehensive data not forthcoming, as I said last week, it's understandable that some countries are taking steps they believe will protect their own citizens.
Taiwanese dance troupe Cloudgate will stage performances of their famous work Legacy this spring. Audiences will also get to hear from a renowned percussionist, Zhu Zhongqing. Jeremy Olivier has this story on how the collaboration came about.
Can you feel the rhythm? Percussionist Zhu Zhongqing can. The leader of Taiwan's renowned Zhu percussion group is picking up the sticks again after 6 years. The reason? An invitation from Cloudgate founder Lin Huaimin for a collaboration. Cloudgate, an internationally acclaimed dance troupe, is reviving one of its best-known works, Legacy, which turns 50 this year. Zhu accepted the invitation in a beat.
林老师写简讯给我的时候，我马上就我怕他后悔。中间也想打鼓嘛哈，就我说很想很期待这样。
For his part, Lin says the decision to work with the famous drummer was a no-brainer.
非常高兴啊，这回演出能够把朱宗庆拖下水。朱宗庆是一个非常有计划、有规格、有魄力的人。
The opportunity is a big boost for Zhu at a low time for his ensemble. In December, a fire destroyed a warehouse where Zhu Percussion stored their instruments and scenery. It was a devastating loss, but Zhu holds on to hope for the future.
困难总是有，那前面的前方我们要有些重建计划的时候，就勇敢往前走哈。这种力量，在打这个时候心情好像蛮像的。这么巧是给我力量的一个作品。
It's a powerful reminder that even the darkest clouds can have a silver lining. Patrick Chen and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally, today we leave you with images of zookeepers at London Zoo taking stock of thousands of animals from tigers to penguins. These are great pictures. I'm Louise Watt. Take care, and I'll see you next time.